We want revolution.
Bookmark words on standby.
Log online, fan page loaded and ready.
Player stats, loaded. Health check, go.
Weapons check. Ice check, complete.
We have launched for the Informant podcast in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the Informant Podcast, your news source for information regarding Mafia Wars from Zynga. This is Pistol Pete from Stockholm.
Live long and prosper.
And I have here with me tonight Mig Chainsaw Chester, Jenna Mig Death by Gucci, and Jennifer the Mafia Wars Loot Lady. How's everybody doing?
Doing well.
Good.
Good, thank you.
I'm kind of having a really bummed night. Our football team lost the championship game tonight.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I drove 6 hours, 3 hours down, 3 hours back to go see them lose by 1 point. It was a rough day. So
I'm sorry to hear that.
both teams played well. So.
Congrats for them making it all the way.
That's right.
That's a cool thing. The only thing I got to say is, how about them Cowboys?
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that. Yep, they pulled off another one.
They did pull it off. Got some new blood. Even though we're not going anywhere. But that's okay.
And Jimmy Johnson got kicked off as Survivor.
Oh, no, I didn't know that was going on. How funny.
Oh, that was a long time.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
I know. Well, I'm just saying.
You're just a fountain of timely information.
Well, enough of that stuff. What's going on in Mafia Wars land? Jennifer,
What?
I hear that you're out perusing the Zynga grounds, aren't you?
Yes, I was there yesterday and the day before.
Wow.
So it was really cool.
Did you have fun?
Yeah, it was really nice to meet the people. Like, we know their names, but then to actually see them as a person. Mm-hmm. It was really, really neat.
They're not robots?
No, they're actually really people, and they're very nice. Like, they all seem very happy about their jobs.
No, Jennifer's the only robot because she got assimilated.
We are the Borg. You will be assimilated. Resistance is futile.
No,
Exactly.
they didn't offer me a job. I don't know what I could do for them. I liked seeing all the developers. Like, you guys know I like computer guys.
Yes.
And they all looked so smart, and they all had their glasses on, and they're at their computers.
And you love that.
Protectors.
Pocket
Yeah.
protectors.
So was it like you were thrown into the Revenge of the Nerds movie?
No, they weren't nerds. They were cool.
See, that's heaven for Jennifer, though, you see.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
I was having fun. So, yeah, and then all the community managers were there, so I got to meet everyone in that team, and that's kind of who I work with directly as far as writing for their blog. So it was nice to see the people we've all talked to them, Jill and Nate.
Right.
Exactly.
So to see them in person was really cool. And Jill is, she's the main community manager, so she runs her team, and she just seemed really proud of everybody and the work they do. And she was proud of her team. It was kind of nice to see.
And she is really nice.
Oh, very nice.
I got a good impression.
And she's a big gamer. I learned that she had been playing games since she was 7.
Right.
Cool.
Yeah.
So she got a late start.
Yeah, exactly. Gosh.
What's going on with you, Pete Nader?
That's what we should call you now.
Over at Stockholm, where I'll probably spend the majority of the time tonight is talking about the scare in the community that all of a sudden now anybody that uses a bookmarklet's going to be hunt down and witch hunted by Zynga and so on. Now, I will disclaim that this is totally my opinion and that I no way reflects the opinions of Zynga or the Zingons or the Facebook Bookians or whoever. But first off, there's this thing about the eye snare, which is a cookies-based tracking that Zynga has used, and it really about 8 months ago there was this similar type of fear in the community that all of a sudden everybody's getting their accounts banned and so on and so forth, and so everybody was rushing out, and there was notes out there about blocking the eye snare cookies and so on, and we even had information about that on Facebook page for Stockholm, and that's all good information, and it's not a bad idea to block that. I mean, there's certain things that people have to feel that they have a right to protect their privacy on, that, and blocking certain cookies is an inalienable right with regard to computer users. So I'm all for that. But I'm really not in favor of this unfounded fear that keeps trembling through the community about bookmarklets are going to get you banned. My take is that I think that there are plenty of scripts still out in the wild that will allow you to clone items, to create items that you shouldn't be allowed to create. I've kind of talked about this to keep it in the frame in the context of the Mafia and the mob and so on is, all these things are at your disposal. These tools are there for you to use good ways and bad ways. If you choose to use them in the bad ways and you get your account blocked or banned or temporarily suspended because you've done that, you've taken on that risk. The TOS is there to protect Zynga. There's no question about it. Now, how far will they prosecute? That's all up to them. And I don't think in most cases they're after the average user. Their big thing is they don't want people starting to obstruct with them making money. They feel that anybody that's out there looting items and turning around and trying to sell them on the open market is breaking their TOS, and they're going to hunt you down. I mean, there's no question about it.
And I hope that they do. They should.
Yeah,
These asshats should not be allowed to do stuff like that.
Right, and
Absolutely
that's
not.
exactly where I think the majority of their push is coming from, is they're going to try to hunt those people down. Now, if someone's turning around in-game and cloning lotto items, or they're cloning this or cloning that because they found a script that'll do it, then, yeah, expect that if you do it, there's a chance you're going to get your account banned. But don't then turn around and send panic through the community saying that I just got my account banned, but then don't share the information about why you really got it banned. That's the part that really bugs me, is because I can guarantee you that 99% of the people that have gotten their account banned, suspended, or whatever else have done something outside the normal scope of bookmarklet usage. If you're running Brawler to just fight, or Attack X, or Linkinator and Getinator and all these other things, and you use them in a normal course of gameplay, you're not going to get your account banned. If that starts happening, then I'll eat my words, and it'll be time for me to eat crow on this show. And I'll feel a lot like Chester.
Ouch.
That's not going to happen. They're not going to go after normal players. They're going for those people that are being downright cheats. Yeah.
Exactly.
No, I'd also like to add that so many people get their Facebook accounts banned for either they have a fake name, somebody reports them for not being real, they add friends too fast, then their Facebook account is shut down, not their Mafia Wars account, and they go and tell everyone that they lost their Facebook account because they were using Brawler.
Right.
Or one of the other bookmarks.
Which is also another unfounded fear. Exactly. And that's why, that's why every time I hear this come up, and it comes up often, the first thing we always turn around is and say, give us an example of the person that got banned. Share it. I mean, if you're the person that's done it and you're listening to this show, then contact me. Or contact someone on the show and let us know so that we can start investigating over why, in fact, you really did get banned. Because I would bet that if we start digging into it, we start asking questions of Zynga, then there was something else going on. Want to be a mobster? Then be a mobster, but then know eventually the feds might come down on you.
And I hope everyone will share this with their friends, because it seems like every time somebody just writes something without researching it and it's a blatant rumor and made up, that gets shared amongst everybody.
Yep.
So what happened at the event there in San Francisco?
Well,
Was
it
it a
was
treat?
very exciting. Was it what?
Was it a treat? San Francisco
Oh, a San Francisco treat. Yeah, it was for me because I've never been to San Francisco before.
Oh, really?
Oh, fun.
Yeah, so it was a neat little town. Where I stayed was
Little.
like, well,
Yes, it's a quaint little village.
well, I didn't have a car, so it was all little to me. And it seemed like everything was fairly close as far as the hotel, the Zynga headquarters, and the bar that the event was at. It was called the Mighty. And apparently the Mighty has been around for 7 years, and it's so well known that they don't even need a sign out in front.
Cool.
Yeah, so it was cool. And then the people started coming maybe 2 hours before the event was supposed to start. I would estimate maybe 100 fans were there.
So much for being fashionably late.
Yeah, no, they were excited. And as soon as you walked in, you would register, and you got these cards. They were called Zyngo cards. And it was kind of like bingo, but you had to go around and get people to sign a square.
Oh, you got to play bingo. That's so much fun.
Yeah, but it was kind of a mingler type game. So, like, I would
The
go out
name
to
game.
someone, yeah. And then whoever filled it out first got an iPad Touch.
Oh, did you get one?
No.
iPod Touch or an iPad? Was it big or small?
It was
Did it? Okay,
It was-
There was
it was
iPod Touch.
yeah.
yeah, that's what
they didn't
it was.
spring for it. The iPad.
Jill made a few announcements. She got up on the DJ stand and talked to people for a little while. And then the big thing was that Scott, who's the general manager of Mafia Wars, got up there and made some pretty cool announcements. We have some things coming up in the game. And the way he made it sound, I think it may be coming pretty quickly, where we're going to see what's called quests in the game. So a quest is like something you need to do and you'll get an award. It's not like
A mission?
Clark
Yeah,
Griswold went on a quest. A quest for fun.
it's not a mission or a separate event. It's like, complete this job and it will be part of the quest. I don't know much about it, but that will be coming.
Hey, Zynga, if you're listening, don't do it. Or call it something
shit.
Mafia-driven.
Call it something different. No kidding.
Well, I don't know if that's what they're calling it. That's what he said it was. I think we'll like it. Okay, there's more. Do you want to hear?
I'm like freaking fucking
Yes, I'm excited.
Okay, you don't like the quests, but the homepage is going to change. And it's going to have more information on it that we would like to know. Like your stats you'll be able to see your stats, where you are in the game, like where you've completed each city, what still needs to be done. I don't know the specifics on that either.
Well, that pops up already. It tells you what city that you need to go to if you haven't been doing
if you
stuff
haven't played in a while, but this will actually be part of the homepage.
I hope it doesn't get too busy
It's going to get busy, I think.
because it's already looking too busy.
No flash, no freaking
You
flash.
know what I learned? You know what I learned there? I learned, and I don't know anything about computers, and a common theme of what people talked to me about was that everyone complains about flash, and there really isn't much flash with these graphic designs. And I don't understand really what they meant by all that, but I think the amount of flash in Mafia Wars is not what people think it is.
Well, no, there's not a lot of flash in Mafia Wars. It's their scripts that have to load in. It's this other crap on the side of Facebook that has to come in. And it's pulling from all these different places in their frames. And when you're trying to pull from here, here, and here, and one of those is slow, it screws the rest of the page up. So that's where people are getting pissed off. Like me.
That's the reason why they pulled the ladder off the front page. The friends ladder came off the front page because
that was flash.
Right. And it's the same thing. That's the reason why it takes so long to open up the properties, because they're flash based. It's the reason why it takes so long to click on the build button when you're going to build. I mean, they're all flash based items, and it's all because of flash. And quite frankly, they can get away with doing all those things with JavaScript, just the same as they had in the past, because it's still the same thing. They didn't have to make it a flash based app to do it.
Yeah, they've really improved on their game graphics and designs if you think back to when you started. And I got to meet the guy responsible for that. His name was Nick, and he's the creative director.
Well
and
done,
they do
Nick.
all the art and design. He was a cool guy. And, the other big thing that Scott talked about was the inventory revamp. Apparently, they've done a lot of work on this, and that may be released sooner than later.
Oh, good.
Where we're going to get a lot more information from our inventory page, and it's going to be organized. And he made a comment about we'll be able to do something with our brass knuckles. So
How about parade balloons? Can you let me do something with the 500 quadrillion parade balloons you guys glitched on me?
You're gonna need them one day. You're gonna.
I have a feeling it may be items that are giftable. I don't know though, but yeah, it's possible. Maybe you'll be able to turn in non-giftable items. But we will soon have a, quote, unified inventory system, unquote.
Well, it sounds like you had a lot of fun this weekend.
Yeah, I think everybody that went there had a lot of fun. And they really want to start doing these all around the country.
That's
And
really
I think
cool.
that would be smart.
Yeah, we know
Absolutely.
Vegas is coming, which will be a 2-day event.
We are going to cut away for a commercial, and then we will be back with Chester.
When the day takes just a little more out of you than expected, it's time to twist the top off and enjoy the ice-cold mountain fresh taste of Hazard Punch Ale. Smooth brewed lager, guaranteed to take you to a happy place without bringing on the tears. So when you're off track, wrap your fingers around the long neck bottle of a Hazard Punch Ale and drink up, ladies and gentlemen. We promise you it will set you straight. Must be 21 and older to drink. Please remember to drink responsibly. Made by Eisenhower Shrub, St. James, Mississippi.
Welcome back. Next up, we have The Family Life with Migs Chainsaw Chester. Hey, Chester, what you got going on?
Hey, Jana. We've got a few things that are going on. One of them is a rant that came in by Mr. Evans.
Oh, a new rant.
Yep, he was talking about, because we have all the new names for all the people like equalizers, things like that. He's saying that he's a player who's equal in stamina, energy, attack, and defense.
Right.
And he said, does that make me an equalizing enemaho? I like that. So that may be an EEH. So you may be an EEH, an equalized enemaho. So again, an enema is somebody who is equal in stamina and energy. And then an equalizer is somebody that is equal in attack and defense. So not being a balanced player, it's an equalizer now. So I guess you would be an EEH. Congrats on that, Mr. Evans.
Very nice.
What else has been out there? I've been reading a lot of the things that people have been putting on our page when we have asked on the Facebook page, the Informant Podcast on Facebook. One of the persons said that they have asked if there is a thread out there for like the Lincoln, Gift, and Petonators. So they want to see if there's a thread out there that everybody can actually get out and participate in. Because if you're, Pete and I were talking about it earlier, if your Mafia is not really active, then the Naders really don't do squat for you. So these are people that need to get out there. And Jennifer was talking about that there are places out there that already do this. And that's one of the things that families are for, is families. Like if you jump in an ADME family, your ADME family, they're the ones that are going to be the most active usually.
Yeah,
these are people that are just in there to play the game and just to trade things. Okay, so there's a lot of trading places out there for loot. You have people that have ADME families that do pretty much that's it. And then you have the balanced families like Mig who fight like there's no tomorrow, like we actually are doing a drive-by right now, which I just found out about.
Yes.
Which is cool. But we also trade with each other. So we have our own thread for people that need things. Not only do they need loot, but they're also doing these Nader things. So people are putting their Lincolnators up. They're actually using those, putting them up there, and going through it. And people are going to say right now, oh, people in your family are using bookmarklets. Well, there's a difference. If you rewind this episode a little bit, you'll hear Pistol Pete go off and talk about the difference between people getting banned, what's good and what's bad about how to use these things. And so at MIG, I'm changing a little bit and saying it's okay to do some of these things if you're not abusing them. If you start to abuse it, I don't want you hosing my family.
Right.
So I'll kick you out real quick if you start being an idiot. So use things wisely. If you're there to trade a little bit better, okay, that's a little bit of an enhancement. You can use that. But don't be stupid using these things in a family. Go out and either join a family, or I think, Pete, you were talking about on Spockholm, there's an actual thread for people to do this, isn't there?
Yeah, usually within our discussion boards, you'll see a lot of these kind of like start me up threads that'll start with different things like link sharing. There's ones out there for those that are trying to get the Vegas slots achievement. You know, I've talked about that on previous shows. So there's stuff. Hit the Spockholm site at facebook.com/Mafia Tools and go to the discussion areas and check it out, because there's usually some kind of thread that's gotten started for different things like that.
Cool. So those are two things. The last thing I wanted to talk about here is the Mafia Wars Players for Charity. The Mock War we're having on the 10th through the 12th of this month. 5 days, people. $2. Come on. $2. come in and donate. Everything's going to St. Jude's and the Wounded Warrior Project.
We're all going to
really
be there.
want to make this one of the best. Yeah, we're all going to be there. Come and ice Pete. I will. Yeah, just come out, 10th through the 12th. And again, you can find the links on theinformantpodcast.com as well as on our Facebook page. Shout outs, anybody?
I'd like to give a shout out to Hader, who contributes a lot to the Mafia Wars Maniac blog. He makes some posts on my fan page, and he sent me a sniper scope for no reason at all and told me I didn't need to gift him back. So I was able to vault the collection, and that was so nice of him. So thank you, Hader. Cool.
How about you, Jana?
I have a shout out to our ex, the Mafia family that has been giving us a lot of great compliments. And in December, we are trying to have a Mafia War meet and greet on Tuesday or Wednesday, the 21st or the 22nd, probably somewhere in the Denver area. And we'll have some Zynga swag to give away, and it should be a lot of fun. So if anybody has any interest in that, if you could let me know, we're trying to get that planned.
How about you, Pete? You got any shout-outs?
Yeah, I'm going to give a shout-out to Tom Oswald. He's a guy that's active in the community, does a lot for individuals, sharing, loot items and stuff like that to help them get going in the game. He's a fan of the show, and he's given us some good loot to spread around and things like that. And, appreciate anybody that's ever donated anything that we can give away on the show. That's always good stuff. So
cool. I got 2 shout-outs. I got one shout-out to the Miglets. Everybody at MIG, and the other shout out I got to them Dallas Cowboys. Thanks for winning another one.
Great show, guys. We had lots of information as usual. If anybody ever has any questions or whatever, they can reach us on the web at informantpodcast.com. Certainly send us an email if you need to at tip@informantpodcast.com. And then you can always reach us on the Rant line, which is always interesting. Jana, you want to tell them that number?
The number is 707-TIP-6852.
This is the Informant Podcast, the place where family is first.
I wanna cross, get 'em crashing to the brave new world. I wanna ride. I wanna